Sri Lanka has been hit by massive nationwide protests in the past week over the country's worst economic crisis since independence in 1948. As protests grow, the president and his brother, the prime minister, continue to hold on to power, despite all 26 cabinet ministers resigning. The top official in the central bank has also stepped down. For several months, Sri Lankans have struggled to buy food and other essentials like medicine and have endured power cuts lasting 13 hours a day. Joining us from Colombo is Correspondent Rohini Mohan. Rohini, what's the mood like among the people? Give us a sense of the struggle that many of them are facing on a daily basis.
As soon as I landed in Colombo and got into the taxi from there, I've been hearing this is almost like a lament in everybody's mouth. They're all talking about no food, no fuel, no diesel, no power, and how do we live life like this? So some weeks ago, 1 week ago actually, when the government announced 13-hour power cuts, people say that that's when they really lost. But for months now, they've been running out of rice, milk powder, and several of the items that they use on a daily basis that are staples for Sri Lankans, but are mostly imported. So the Sri Lankan government made a series of missteps over the last 1 year, which have led people to face daily frustrations and not be able to live life on a normal basis. So everywhere around now, in the last 4-5 days, people are protesting spontaneously across the country. Even in just Colombo, when I was driving around for about the last 6 hours, I can see that in different traffic junctions, there are people holding up placards that are asking the government to resign, that are asking for somehow some solutions to be put in place, for more food to be imported, and for just the corruption to end. People are frustrated, and I can hear it everywhere. I'm right now actually sitting in a cafe whose owner has run this for 8 years, and it's a very popular upmarket cafe in Colombo. And she said that right now we are under the power cut. You may be hearing the generator behind me from a different place, but she can't afford to run a generator and spend diesel on it every day for 10 hours. And she says that she has power cuts from 8 o'clock to the afternoon, which is her peak hour for people coming for brunch. And she's almost thinking of closing down. And people like her are those who were not political before, but are also joining protests now because they've just had it.
Rohini, on that, what is the country planning to do, to tackle the economic crisis that seems to show no signs of abating?
Experts have been saying for a long time that, a lot of the decisions that were done should be reversed, but it's impossible. It's reached a peak right now. For example, because there is a lot of debt that Sri Lanka has to repay, and this year $7 billion has to be repaid in international debt, which is on very high interest, but they don't have dollars because the country's main dollar income earning sectors are tourism, tea exports, and textile, and IT. So IT can't run without electricity. And electricity can't run because oil can't be imported because the government does not have dollars. So it's a vicious cycle. And actually, it seems like the government should have taken a lot of decisions. But this week on Monday, the entire cabinet resigned in protest. There is no health minister. There is no finance minister right now. And there is a prime minister and the president who are brothers. And people want them to resign. But if they do resign, it's not clear what is next. So there is a demand for solutions, but it's not clear where it's going to come from. The central bank governor resigned, and there is a new governor that is in place from today. And perhaps he will find ways to balance out the inflation, which is really affecting day-to-day lives. But actually, yesterday, the government also printed a lot of currency, which devalued the rupee even more. And this is going to increase prices of all goods. So right now, the Sri Lankan government is seeking help from India, from China, in terms of grants and immediate supply of medicines, which are also entirely running out. People don't even have paracetamol right now in shops, and life-saving drugs in hospitals are not there. So even doctors and nurses and medical health professionals are protesting. So these are immediate needs which the government is trying to address. They're also going to the International Monetary Fund to try and find a way to get some sort of long-term loan, but that will mean long-term changes to the economic structure of the country. So people are discussing and experts are suggesting both immediate emergency needs and also long-term. But there is no government right now. And they have announced a 1-week holiday starting on Monday. It was already 13th and 14th were festivals for harvest, but Monday and Tuesday have also been announced as holiday, perhaps to dispel protesters and make people sort of relax and be in a holiday mood and go home. But that has meant that there will be no government that can actually take decisions to fix the economic crisis.
Rohini, thank you so much for the updates. Correspondent Rohini Mohan in Colombo. Rohini will continue to report on developments in Sri Lanka. You can find her latest stories online at sdr.sg/Asia, including how doctors and hospitals are coping with a severe shortage of life-saving medication.